I would say, my fellow Aquarians, this is going to be your 2021 forecasts. And it is a reading that I typically do. I mean, so in terms of the reading itself, the 2001, the yearly forecast is backed by popular demand. But in previous years, I have done it with what I call my hashtag creepy deck, and I could not find those cards. So I've been apologizing to all the signs. Because some people actually like them, or got used to them, or like the fact, like how I work with them and how I call them the hashtag creepy deck and how they freak people out and stuff like that. We get a kick out of that kind of thing. But I went through my cards, and they're organized. I could have mess and chaos in other areas of my life, but where I keep my cards, or the way I keep my cards, it's very organized. They're all in a drawer, or in drawers, boxed and all that kind of stuff. I found the box. Inside the box was the book, but I don't know where the cards are. So what I have here is the major arcana cards from two decks, the Angel Tarot and the Animal Tarot. And I've been using these to do the readings with. And if I have to do any clarification, I've been using the remaining minor arcana cards from both of those decks with which to do those. I like to pull the next upright card when I do a clarification with these decks, or with any deck where I can tell whether or not it's upright or in reverse. I like to use the upright cards only for my clarification. So you guys got nice cards to start with in both cases, with these minor arcana, as you can see. Ace of Cups, so some sort of new beginning that's emotionally fulfilling and makes you happy. Falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship. Spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home for some of us. The Knight of Swords, which is your energy, our energy. I'm an Aquarius moon, not sun, but that's a big deal. And I have a lot of other Aquarius in my chart, to be honest, too. The Knight of Swords is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. You can come up with creative solutions. You may have a decision to make about this Eight of Cups, or you may be awaiting a decision, and it comes in, and it's very good news. It's news about a brand new start for you. Again, like maybe even something having to do with a home. You finally got called on, it's your turn on the waiting list or something like that. And it is because your work is paying off. It could be a job, it could be a new business, something that's going to flourish, that is going to be successful, that you're very happy about, or an opportunity, like you got a loan for your business, promotions, sort of recognition at work, all that sort of thing. Skilled work is rewarded. That's what it's about. Your efforts being rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, maybe even going back to school. Somebody could be doing that. What could be making you emotionally fulfilled is maybe a new start. In going to school or in completing school, that you've gotten your degree, you can do new things. And that is the next upright. That's the last of the upright cards. But you see the next one is the Three of Pentacles. And this too is a card that is about abundance, that's earned often through work or some sort of labor, where the Three of Pentacles is concerned. So I'm going to put these to the side for now. Like I said, they're going to be for the clarifications. We are starting with the Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess. This is the time to pause and to reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine sight, your divine intuition. So this card actually represents the energy most directly for me of Gemini and perhaps a water sign. But I kind of see Aquarius as air and water. I mean, the water bearer, right? So High Priestess works nicely for you guys too. It's a card about paying very close attention to your intuition, instincts, gut feelings, wisdom, and intellect, street smarts, whatever you got. Whatever you got, use what you got to get what you want, like to make a decision, to plan your next steps, all that kind of stuff. And then this is really about keeping quiet about it, like that understanding, the wisdom and the spiritual understanding and intuition that tells people like that, that others don't always have the best of intentions for you. People have bad vibes, and they'll intentionally, just screw their face up at you. In doing so, they're sending you all kind of negative energy and mess up what you got planned, what you're trying to do. So when you have something planned like this, you listen to your intuition, you're following guidance. You could say, "Listen, guys, I've thought about it, and I'm being guided to move on to to something, do something else." You don't have to say what the something else is, or when you're going to move on to it, or anything. Just share as little information as possible when this card comes up. That's what I say, at least. The Empress is also a very intuitive and feminine. I mean, feminine energy is intuitive, right? Sexy, attractive. Both of these very much are attractive. But these two cards together, you pull the High Priestess and the Empress together, often has to do with like a young girl and her mother. Something going on there. Could be a card of manifestation for the two of them, or like the mother being made proud by the daughter doing something that is making the mother happy, or being blessed somehow that the mother is excited about too. So it's kind of like they're both being blessed just because the daughter's so happy. The Empress is a card of abundance, also represents two air signs. So in that regard, you know, Aquarius is an air sign also. It represents most directly, though, the signs of Libra and Gemini in terms of air. And then also Venus is a ruler of Taurus, and so it represents that earth energy too, or those pentacles that we just saw. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. All right, so the next card is in reverse. It is Major Arcana card Strength, which most directly represents the sign of Leo. And I picked up only two cards somehow. I just wanted to toss these two cards into the deck arbitrarily, and I opened to another strength. So strength is probably significant for you guys. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power. Somebody could be moving, definitely, for sure. With the Chariot also showing up upright, you can successfully balance various or opposing energies at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. When you're trying to manifest it, don't overly focus on like money and material and stuff. Believe that you can manifest stuff. Also, this can be showing us like the time of year that you'll do it. You know, maybe now, this is Capricorn season just started. So maybe now before January begins, since I'm putting these readings out now. Otherwise, maybe next, December could be when this energy manifests if these cards are all connected. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus on material wealth and break free of negative thinking. Like believe, in order to receive, of course, as they say. All right, so again, I'm just tossing these cards in sort of arbitrarily. I'm going to shuffle a little bit for you guys. First opening to Major Arcana card 14, Balance. And I laughed because you see the water bearer on the front? Balance in the tarot, it's actually Temperance in the traditional tarot. Represents the sign of Sagittarius, but for me it always represents Aquarius too, because there's a water bearer on the front. I mean, he's right there. There's a need to balance. There's a need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. Knight of Wands, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. Sudden event that needs immediate attention. That Knight of Wands is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone, here's the Aries energy, someone likened to those traits or attributes. And I felt to mention that to you because I am seeing so much fire. I opened that to the two strength cards first, then the Temperance that, does remind me of Aquarius, but in the tarot, like I said, represents Sagittarius actually. Then the Knight of Wands. So there's something going on with a fire energy, it would seem too, or maybe one is significant to you. Last, I think I'm going to stop after this one. Major Arcana card 0, the Fool. You're starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. Could be attached to that Ace of Cups. Brand new start. All right, we're going to cut. I'm going to mix these up a little bit more. New overall energy, Major Arcana card 13, Release or Death, represents the sign of Scorpio. The end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. What's behind it? The Sun. More Sagittarius energy. That's kind of interesting. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. And the next card is, again, Strength in reverse. So now I'm going to go around the table twice with 3 rows of 4 cards each. These first 4 are going to represent your general energies, or be about the general energies. Then I'm going to go around again after I lay these and do it a second time, and that's going to be your love and relationship card. And of course, 12 cards, one for each month. I hope everybody can see it this way comfortably. I don't know why I started doing them this direction when I've been reading in this direction for years. It's very odd, but once I started doing it, I just left it like that. All right, let's get started. January, general energy. Your card is Major Arcana card, the Moon. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. Moon represents the sign of Pisces. I just paused because I'm looking at this cat. It's not a lion, but it spoke to me about all that Leo that we keep seeing, all that strength that we keep seeing. There is a full moon in Leo in January that I think is going to be very significant for you, Aquarius. Leo is your mirror sign, actually. That may have something to do with it. Like, for example, I said I'm an Aquarius moon. I'm a Leo rising. I'm an Aquarius south node and a Leo north node. Yeah, I mean, I could pull another card for you, but I think it's speaking of things that are going to happen for you with the moon, beginning with something that comes to an end. Full moons often are about ending, so that there can be a new start, right? Giving birth to something that's new and exciting for you. Leo can be about communication sometimes in terms of the house it rules. These are just the things I'm getting. I just was made to focus on this. I've never looked at this before, but there's a bunch of little dots. I mean, they're stars, or they're meant to look like stars on my table. You can't see this one, I don't think. I think it's out of view. But there's one that looks like the Star of Bethlehem that's right there. And it's the only one like it, at least the only one like it that's exposed. And we just had that major transit and a star like that. All right, if it comes, I don't want to stay on this. I don't even know what I did with your other card now. I got so unsettled just now. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. This is also funny because it's Major Arcana card 12, which represents the Hangman, right? Which also represents the sign of Pisces. So both of these cards, the moon and the hangman, representing the sign of Pisces, for one thing. Look at things from a different perspective, and you're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. It's Major Arcana card 12. 12/21 is the date that star came through. Like I said, I'm going to try to... because if I was doing like a personal reading, if we were in person, I'd probably grab your hands or something. Or if we were over the phone, or if I was on my own, doing a video that was private for you, I'd probably spend more time trying to get it and connect with the one card. But since it's a collective reading, I don't want to spend too much time in it, but if anything else comes to me, I'll continue to share it. And it may seem like kind of random. Anyway, like I said, when I do a clarification, I like to pull the next upright card. And the next upright card is the Ten of Cups, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. Maybe there's some unexpected connections and communication with family members that you don't speak to or haven't been able to speak to. Family members or loved ones, or maybe an earth sign. a male earth sign, perhaps. This can also be about security and stability for the family. The King of Pentacles plus the Ten of Cups. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities that you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Pentacles may very well be an actual Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Another character, it's the Knight of Cups. Emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions and an invitation to a social event. Knight of Cups, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And for me, often somebody that was in your life previously that's returning, and maybe returning where something romantic can get sparked or will be sparked. I'm being greedy here by continuing to pick the cards because they're still upright. And the next one is the Six of Pentacles. Gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. Someone or something like a job, an opportunity, or whatever may come in a nick of time to provide something to you and or a loved one right in January, or right at the start of the year. That's going to give you a more stable family, more stable feeling, a secure feeling, cared for, loved maybe by the universe or God or whatever. The Six of Pentacles is this card of, when it comes to being between people, for me, it's a card of real unconditional love. Even when they're strangers. If you stop and, hand a stranger $1 that's, sitting with their hand outstretched on the street or whatever, that's an act of unconditional love because you don't want anything back. You don't have an agenda. You're just doing it, right? And that's what unconditional love is about. Not having an agenda, giving of yourself without expecting anything in return, including, to be given back anything. Loving another, human being without expecting anything in return, including for them to love you back. That's how when we get into arguments and disagreements with mates and stuff like that, or we feel that people mistreated us, they don't feel the same way about us that we do about them, then our love actually wasn't unconditional because we were looking for something with it. So that's what a lot of this spiritual journey is about, getting, breaking down those barriers about ourselves. Anyway, in another sense, the Six of Pentacles is about just on-time assistance from the universe, really, or from God, really. It can come through another person, though. So maybe through a Knight of Cups or more likely a King of Pentacles. Should I pull another one? I continue to be greedy? Let's do one more. It's the 10 of Pentacles. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. So if something doesn't go your way, because the Hangman is still in play too, and he's about coming at something from a different perspective. Something doesn't go your way, or if it looks like things aren't going your way in general, don't let it get you into like an energy that's going to block manifestation. If you remain positive, again, there are things that are going to just seemingly fall out of the sky. Just very timely assistance in some form that gives you a sense of security and stability in your life, whether it is really connected to monetary or material abundance, or something emotional or spiritual, or combinations of those, or all of the above. It's right on time. Something comes through. February. General energy. The Tower. Important changes are coming to your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. Well, the Tower can have to do with an actual tower, like a home. Something's happening with the home. Could be good. I mean, ultimately for me, the towers, I look at it as the tower is always good. And I guess that's my perspective, or my, my going out of my way maybe to maintain a positive perspective. Because even if something happens that we don't like at the time, it's usually to give way to something better to come to us, you know. Um, but I'll pull another card for this tower too for some clarification yet again. Your love and relationship card is the devil. So maybe that's what's going on. Something in your household, in your relationship, it's not, going as planned in your romantic situation. And devil doesn't always mean breakup, neither does a tower, but it definitely means you at least need to have a conversation, like something's not right. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. It could be stuff like that. And maybe like struggling to pay the rent. Maybe they're connected. You know, you live together or something, and you're worried about how you're going to continue to have a home. I hope not, but All right, so I'm going to pull one for the love, or one for one for the general, the tower. I'm going to put one for the tower first. All right, it's the Six of Swords. The challenging times are coming to an end. So if you're worried about your home and how you're going to pay the rent and stuff like that, let's say things are getting better. Or about moving. This can be a card about moving, a movement. So there could be some concerns there. Maybe that's why tower is showing up. Because again, it can have to do with an actual tower, like a home or something. Whether this is metaphoric movement or it is literal, it's a positive card. Six of Swords is never a negative card. So the challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Like, trusting that the worst is behind you. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. All right, so now we'll look for an upright card for the devil, for the love and relationship. And it's the Four of Wands, which can also have to have something to do with a home or household, or certainly a commitment, up to and including marriage even, contracts and stuff. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. And it's another Ten of Pentacles to sit right next to this one. So I think, yeah, there was concern about security. Maybe something came in right on time and helped you, some sort of energy or person, in January, and then in February you were somewhat worried again. And then there is another sense ultimately that everything is going to be okay. Some lump sum of money may come in with a Ten of Earth. It can even be tied to an inheritance or something like that. And then that, it's in the love and relationship placement, but that could help to maybe strengthen the relationship. One partner gets a job and that makes things easier. Or again, there's something, you move, or there's improvements to your home or your home situation, your household. That would make you guys feel better. There's just a sense of stability and safety. In a traditional tarot sense, in terms of the combo, the Tower and the Devil can kind of go either way. It can be about a time of like fear and hiding and worry, or of triumph and victory over something. And I think you guys may have both here. You know what I mean? I think that we go through both stages. And then to go back, maybe it begins in January, having something to do with the Hangman and the Moon. The Hangman and the Moon, speaking about traditional combos in the tarot, can be about like chronic illness, maybe not necessarily still serious, but at least mild, like like chronic illness. So maybe there's something like that. Somebody's not well, and so you're worried they're going to be out of work, or not be able to work, or not be able to provide. And then lastly, for somebody, it could be that somebody does return to your life, and they are an earth sign or earth sign type, King of Pentacles type, very generous and successful and stable and secure and a provider. And, you know, they want to enter a relationship. They want to enter a commitment, Four of Wands, but that's scary to you, the Devil. There's fear associated with maybe going back, maybe getting back with an ex, or dating someone from your past or your childhood or something. There could be fear associated with that. I'm going to move on to March. General energy in March. High Priestess again. This is a time to pause and to reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. This is telling you to continue like coasting. I mean, it's like this, it's like we're carrying along still the moon energy, the hangman energy. You know, the Empress from the beginning, the High Priestess with which we started. And this need to really, really pay attention to any guidance that you're receiving in any way. Be it through, again, like some sort of your body, you're getting messages, your body's talking to you, or signs and synchronicities from you know, that are external also. And then you have the world. Something's coming, some cycle is ending, or some situation is ending, and it's a job, a living condition, or place of living, a relationship, a dynamic within a relationship. Something's coming to a complete, and it's like a karmic completion. You know, completion to a karmic experience and or lesson. And that's done. And so like the universe has plans to reward you. It may take some time. This is the Tower is an abrupt energy. So this is something that's happening very quickly, but the world is easing out of that situation and into a new one that's better fitting for you. And the world for me has always felt like fire. So that may be connected to like that Knight of Wands and stuff that we saw earlier. Speaking of fire, we're moving into April, which is Aries territory. And your card is the Hermit for the general energy. So I'm laughing again because the Hermit may be who this King of Pentacles is. The Hermit in terms of love, this is your general energy, the placement. But the Hermit in terms of love is about rekindling a relationship from the past, and it represents the sign of Virgo most directly. And it's another one of these very spiritual cards too. You've gotten one each time, it seems. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. So this is about enlightenment for you, or helping somebody else to come to some kind of clarity or understanding. The Hermit sometimes for me is a lawyer or a professor. This is somebody from whom we learn something. Again, we get an understanding, we get clear on the subject. And in your love and relationship, you have Major Arcana card 1, the Magician. So this is about you manifesting the type of relationship, the type of love that you desire and feel you deserve. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. The Magician represents the sign of Gemini most directly. Speaking of Gemini, we're moving into May, when Gemini season starts right after Taurus. And it is Major Arcana card 8, Justice, which represents our fellow air sign Libra most directly. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. So general energy, something going your way, something working out in your favor, maybe even in an actual legal capacity. Maybe that's what the Hermit, or why the Hermit showed up the month before. I just mentioned that the Hermit for me can be a lawyer sometimes. So that may be who he is to you, and involved in an actual legal situation. But if it's not a legal situation, it could be something else that's contractual. Maybe that's why Justice is showing up, or something else that involves important documents or some sort of decision either that you're making or that's being like handed down to you. But it's something going in your favor, the scales tipping in your favor, as they say, because it's time for your just due. And a Libra may be significant. more important. This is just victory for you in some area of your life. And in your love and relationship, that could be where it is. I mean, we got Major Arcana card 17, the Star. So here we were manifesting, and here we've successfully manifested. The Star is about prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true. You are about to take a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism. Fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. Somebody may start dating somebody who is in who is famous in some way. Famous in some way. Maybe a famous attorney or famous judge. Somebody who's famous in a legal capacity. That's possible too. The Star is also about communication, when it's not about prayers being answered, dreams coming true, and wishes being granted. It can be about communication, often connected to like some sort of media. So like FaceTime and Skype and online dating and all of these sorts of things. June, when it's really Gemini season. General energy, Gemini season. And you got Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, which represents the sign of Gemini. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. So this isn't your general energy, but it still can be about love. Your whole month can potentially be about love. That's possible. And where it's not, for those of you for whom it's not about the romantic, it can still be involving your, like something pulling at your heartstrings. It may be a decision that you have to make that is what I call a heart versus head decision. Geminis are always in their heads. They're ruled by the planet of Mercury, which is all about logic and communication. And so they too are all about logic and communication. And you guys know how that is. I mean, we air signs kind of are in general, right? In our heads and stuff all the time. And so it can be hard to separate those things or to listen to our hearts when we, are said to be sort of cold and to lack emotion. But this is one of those times when you're going to have that struggle, like a power struggle between your brain and your heart. And I always, recommend that people follow their heart, but, people are going to do whatever they're going to do. In your love and relationship, Major Arcana card 13, release or death. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. So again, you could be just transitioning right into a new phase. It may have to do with the level of spirituality that's connected to this romance. Because again, you got so many spiritual cards. And so the transition and transformation can be the two of you like elevating, ascending to a higher level of commitment and understanding and spiritual connection, soul tie. Otherwise, you may be letting go of some aspect of yourself, like that T.I. song, The Old Me is Dead and Gone, right? And this is some new version of you ready, for the newness in your life. Moving on to July, maybe that Strength card will show up again. General energy, it's a Major Arcana card 12, the Hangman again. So we saw him in January. He's back in July. Maybe he likes the letter J. Truth, look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. So with this card, what it's saying is you might feel like nothing's happening. Like I just feel stuck. I just feel like I'm in limbo. The air of suspension, nothing's going on. And that's not really the case. You may have to consider, again, all sides of a situation, and that'll help you to realize that things are actually happening. Or it could be giving you an opportunity to make some sort of decision. And the Hangman is often about a need to let something go. So it could be an extension of this Death card too, whether it's letting go of the past or some sort of negative emotion that you've been harboring, like resentment or regret, letting go of those things, or some sort of ideology, like losing your religion. That's a big one. With all these spiritual cards, it's like getting out of those things with which you were raised, whether it was Christianity or Judaism or Islam or whatever, and those things sort of beginning to fall away, Hinduism, and just getting into more of a spiritual you know, in terms of being a light body kind of energy, then maybe that's really happening to you. And in fact, the card is even called Awakening in this deck, you know? July. And love and relationship, very nice. So you had death last time, something ended, and now you got a brand new start. Okay, new phase, new path. You're starting a brand new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. August. It is balance or temperance, which again represents the sign of Sagittarius most directly in the tarot, but for me also represents the sign of Aquarius, your energy. By merging varying points of view, you can now generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So temperance is a card of negotiation, collaboration, restoration, recovery where something was lost, or stolen from you, taken from you somehow. It is replaced with equal or greater value. This is working out differences or moving past differences that you had with people and being able to come together again and work together again. And in your love and relationship, you have another hermit. You have a hermit under a hermit. There was a hermit here too. And you got one here. Again, the hermit represents the sign of Virgo most directly. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. That may be what you're doing, some introspection or something. But again, in traditional tarot practice, the hermit, particularly in the placement of love and relationship, is about rekindling a relationship from your past or deciding whether you would like to. Like somebody returns and you got to decide whether you want to be bothered with that or not. And moving on to October, you have the Four of Swords in your general energy. So this is a card also of restoration and recovery, sometimes on the heels of a Three of Swords. Like we're getting our strength back, we're getting our energy back, we're, you know, feeling ourselves again, we're smiling again. If we had surgery, if we experienced some sort of separation or disappointment or hurt or breakup or break or, you know, all these things, this is us beginning to, again, get back to being our normal selves and feeling good. Or it can have to do with a literal break, a need for one, a vacation, or a need for some rest, relaxation, or decision you have to make. It's time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. And then, wow, guess what's in your love and relationship? It's the Lovers again. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, which again most directly represents the sign of Gemini. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. So maybe decision about this guy, whoever he is. October, Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Maybe he's married. The person that comes back, if it's a man. I mean, we see all this very masculine and male energy. So I keep saying he, but there's really no, you know, gender or sexual orientation specificity to any of this. You know, it's really about archetypes, masculine and feminine. So that other stuff doesn't matter. Souls are androgynous, right? You know, at the soul level, we're all androgynous. Anyway, this guy, though, the Emperor, for me, is often like a married man or a man with children. So, or man with like secure, stable, mature, you know, provider type, got himself together type, maybe an actual Aries or Scorpio. It sits here under death. Can be some sort of contact with a government office or large corporation that you're having. And in love and relationship, Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, an important achievement, self-discipline, willpower, public recognition. So the Chariot most directly represents the sign of Cancer. It is about movement, moving, and it can be about, you know, things like cohabitation and all that kind of stuff. Or it's a card of victory, so it could be a card of success in your relationship, in your love life. Or if it is, you know, the traditional definition of the Chariot as it relates to love, then this is about one or both of the people, you know, any two given people in a relationship, or headed toward a relationship, interested in each other, not moving at the same pace. Or if you're single, it can be about you needing to try different methods to, you know, meet people and to engage with people. So like if you do all your dating attempts online, then maybe you finally need to try to be a little less introverted and meet some people in person instead of that, or vice versa, you know. Oh, you got 3 cards here in this pile. So I'll use 2 for the love and relationship, or should I use 2 for the general? I'll use 2 for the love and relationship. So the general energy, very nice. Major Arcana card 20, renewal or judgment. One of my most favorite cards, represents the sign of Scorpio and the planet Pluto. It is about second chances, second time around, in a general sense, general energy. That can relate to love too. So it could be about a second chance, again, for some relationship from your past. Otherwise, with regard to relationships, it's about like a crossroad that you've come to, that you're realizing you're at, and you got to decide, like, what do we do now? Like, where do we go from here? Anywhere? Nowhere? What's up? And more importantly, or most importantly, maybe, at least to me, I think, this is a card that is about abundance that is earned. So something that you deserve, that you have earned, that is, you are worthy of, is coming to you. It's a reward or an award, recognition, a raise, promotion. You're being lifted up and elevated in some way when this card shows up. And then love and relationship, we decided to give you 2, and they are strength and justice. What's interesting about these 2 cards together is in some decks, justice is Major Arcana card 11. In this deck, obviously, it's 8, and strength is 11. Strength, as I mentioned before, represents the sign of Leo. It keeps showing up for you. It is a fabulous card in any area of your life, including love and relationship. It's about a relationship that is strong, that can stand the test of time, where you guys support one another. Like, I've got you. Like, almost literally, you got me. I'll hold you down or up. Or the same thing. You hold me down or up, whatever. It is about support, mutual reciprocity. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Now, what's funny is the general energy is judgment. So maybe something happens in a relationship this month, November, but we're going to have the strength again to withstand whatever that is, without holding on to judgments or harboring judgments or blaming and feeling guilty and all those sorts of things. And justice is going to prevail one way or another, whatever that means for us. Like, things are going to work out as they're supposed to work out. Now, specifically with regard to love and relationship, justice is not the best card. I mean, it's often about, especially long-term relationships, coming to an end, to be honest with you. But even with that, I would say we have the strength to make it through this amicably with this combination. And last but not least, well, you know what? Let's just pull another card for you over there, because I haven't done that much of that, right? Let's just see what else we can clarify. Justice, renewal, justice, judgment. This can definitely be divorce or something for somebody. Justice and judgment, and strength. The 9 of Wands. It's like saying, just keep going, like you're going to be all right. We fall down, but we get up, is the 9 of Wands' message. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Could be salvaging a relationship, not getting divorced too. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. It's saying, like, you can handle any and everything that comes your way. Even in a relationship, even if somebody tries to take something from you, even if something goes wrong in your household, right? Love maybe can prevail. Generosity prevails. Romance prevails. The King of Cups, he is warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. Decision has to be made about something, an earthly decision. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. This is, again, amicable, happy. So whatever goes on with the relationship here, whether you're able to work it out or there's a decision to end it, it's about the people, still treating each other like in a loving way. And being able to trust that and be confident in that. That even if we're parting ways, we still care about each other and we're not going to mistreat each other. General energy for December. The Knight of Wands. He is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Knight of Wands can be about travel, can be about work, again, promotions and all these things. Wonderful things happening in your life. This is a card of movement. Wands are about movement and action and travel in general. So that's what this is. You may have to make a work-related decision, or you have an opportunity that comes your way. You got to decide. Do you want it? You're going to go for it? And it may be for some sort of commitment. Love and relationship. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. Major Arcana card 5 is the Hierophant. Most directly represents the sign of Taurus. It is about tradition, traditional values. And in your love and relationship, it is about not, doing anything out of the ordinary, going out of the traditional ideologies which most of us were raised. This is, doing things the expected way, whatever that is or means for you and, in your little area of society, your environment. But it can definitely be about commitment up to and including marriage. So maybe somebody gets engaged or something for Christmas, December 2021, after having survived, some sort of argument or something like that here in November. Hope you guys have enjoyed your reading. I wish you an awesome year and, everything that you do. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. I think you guys got the longest reading of all of them. Most of them are like 30 minutes. I don't know how long I've been talking to you guys. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. And when you subscribe, please hit both the subscribe button and the bell button so that you receive your notifications when I put up a new video. And I try to answer every comment that I get. So I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. Namaste.